Morning, boys and girls. It's Friday, the 25th of January 2019. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom Talk, coming to you from the Chapel Hill Marina here in Lincolnshire. Greetings. I've got a bit of oh, hang on, I've dropped my glasses already, dear. Got a bit of a funny tummy today. I'm not having to rush to the toilet or anything. I'm having trouble bending over. Isn't that odd? It's a bit odd. After dinner, and this is my own fault. I had the most terrible acid last night. And the reason was I'd eaten some bread and bread-type products, stuff with flour in, which I really, really shouldn't do. And it's not been as bad as that for a long time. Yesterday, my sister done me this absolutely lovely dinner again. And I said to her, you've got to do smaller dinners. They're enormous, her dinners. They're like this on the plate. And I think that might be something to do with it as well. But I had a piece of bread and there were these delicious dumplings that she made. Dumplings. Oh, do you like a dumpling? Oh, little floury thing. And then that's what it is, you see, probably the flour. It started quite soon while I was there. And then I had, what else did she do? Treacle sponges. Not one, but two. Two treacle sponges, which were delicious, but so bad. And her answer to that is, well, you don't have to eat it all. Yes, I do. That's just it. That's how I was brought up. I eat everything on the plate. You come out with me to a dinner or something like that, I will finish what's on the plate, unless I don't like it. You know, if you like it, you put a plate full of chips on my plate, I'll eat the blooming lot here. As long as they're not Chinese chips. I'm not keen on Chinese chips. They taste funny. Someone said to me, I think they do it in fish oil or something like that. They taste absolutely rank. Chips from a Chinese chip shop. Oh, no, dear. Not for me at all. So the acid continued and it got worse, actually, when I got back here. And did I watch a little bit of telly when I got back here? I can't remember now. I think I watched a bit of telly and I thought, well, I better not have another cup of tea because that'd just wash it all around even worse. And I had 2 lots of my Galveston thick white medicine stuff, you know, for acidy stomachs. And I brushed my teeth. I cleaned the bathroom last night. 11:30 at night, I'm cleaning my bathroom. And then I went to bed. Now, I woke up this morning and the acid is gone. The acid has gone, and generally it does go. It's like an overnight thing. When you wake up in the morning, it's gone. But I just feel like I can't bend over. I'm sure I've put on terrible weight. I'll go into depression again. This is the trouble. If the weight keeps going up, and I've got to watch it. Yes. And I've got to be very, very careful about that now. Very, very careful, because we're getting to that point now where I'm going to get really pissed off with myself if the weight continues to go up as it is at the moment. All right, so let's say good morning to some people today. Oh, now that's strange. No messages at all coming up on the message system. Nothing whatsoever. Let's restart it and see what happens. Oh dear. That means there's no YouTube. I've got nothing at all. I've got the Facebook ones, but that's because I've got the thing open down there. I've reopened that. Just give it a second. Right, let's see if anything... Well, that's weird. First message that's come up is in private Periscope. Good morning, Periscopers. Morning. We don't usually get your messages on here for some reason, but it's come up this morning. Robert from the States. Good morning, Robert. Anyone on YouTube, resend your messages now, and they should start coming through. There we go. Claire. Good morning, Claire. Good morning to Paul and Lou. 2 live streams. No, we'll just keep them both going. It doesn't matter which one. Doesn't matter which one you work, because one of them doesn't give the notifications, and I can't work out which one. I believe this is part of what happened the other day. Okay, so don't worry about the 2 live streams being open. We'll leave them both open. It doesn't make any difference to anyone watching, all right? Yes, Robert says it's been a couple of months since I bugged you lot. You bug as much as you want, Robert. As long as you've got interesting stuff to say, you can bug. Yeah, the message is all coming through now. Here we go. Weird City Citizen, good morning to you. Get it together. Oh, I only wish I could. I wish I could get it together. Over on Facebook Live, it's Angela Walters, who's very hot at the moment. Very hot in Melbourne, Australia. I've got a story about your place in a minute I've pulled out, especially for you, Angela. Isn't that kind of me? Diane Jeb, good morning. Katie Ann Patterson. Ray Reynolds says the weekend starts here. It certainly does. It's the weekend starting here. Adam the plumber. Good morning, Adam. Katie's got a 3-day weekend, Australia Day, 26th of January, which is the day before her birthday. So your birthday's on the 27th. I hope you've got it set on the Facebook thing so that we can sing to you as we sing every morning to various people. Katie likes the shirt. Thanks, Katie. I won't be wearing this. It's a bit tight around the stomach now, you see. So I shan't be wearing this one tonight at the karaoke. Katie loves dumplings. Her mum made dumplings. Oh, aren't they delicious? Absolutely delicious dumplings. And Jeannie D is in the house. Good morning, you lovely coloured-haired lady. Coloured-haired lady. She's not black. No, coloured hair. Not as in lady, as in colour. I don't think black people like being called coloured, actually. They don't like being called coloured, do they? Actually, there's a racist landlord I've come across. Worse, now, you know I'm a landlord. I class myself, and I am blowing my own trumpet here, as a good landlord, okay? If something goes wrong in one of my places, I want it fixed yesterday, right? Funnily enough, and if you've been following the show for a while, I had a lady move out recently. And she's been a tenant of mine for 16 years, and she's never given me any hassle whatsoever. And I'm so disappointed to have left her. Always paid her rent on time. She wanted anything done, then it would be done straight away. Same as everyone else. That's what happens when they ring. Well, they ring the estate agent first. They don't have a direct contact with me, you see. They ring an estate agent first. They ring me and say, this needs to be done. What do you want to do? Yes, go and do it. Okay, that's how I am. I lost her she bought her own place, actually, a little while ago, about 2 weeks ago now. So because she never wanted anything done, never wanted decorating, so the whole place has got to be redone now, and that's happening at the moment. Now, the next lady to move into that particular one, I'd never tell you any names, don't worry about that. She apparently has just split up from her other half, unfortunately. So she wants to move in, and we give her a date and all that. And I said, well, we're having all this work done first. Okay, that's fine. Then she came back to them and says, is there any chance she could move in earlier? So, I mean, you don't know people's personal lives, do you? And at the end of the day, you know, it's not for us to know what's going on there. You don't know what's happening to that lady. She might be being abused by her other half. You don't know. Don't know. Is that why she wants to get out quickly? I mean, it must be a nightmare when you think about it, having to live with another half that you hate or has physically, or not necessarily physically, but mentally abused you. You know, you're sitting in the living room and they won't talk, but they're there. I can't think of anything worse. I don't think I've never really been in that situation, but it must be awful. Forced to live with someone that you don't want to be with. Awful. And you don't know, maybe that is the case for this woman. So she's rung up the estate agent. Any chance I can move in faster? So then they've rung me. She wants to move in earlier than she said she would. I said, well, I mean, that's okay with me, but she must understand that the stuff isn't going to be done. They're going to have to work around her, assuming she still wants it done. You know, I've got a full decoration in there, painting top to bottom. New carpets and lino and new windows. I was hoping to replace, because they're blown, that means it's misty in between the two windows. I was hoping just to replace the glass bits in there. Not me personally, the contractor. But they've been around there and told me that it's not possible. You know, you're going to have to replace the whole thing. So that'll be done as well. And then some minor things, like there's a bent pipe in there. I would like that straightened up. A toilet seat is cracked. I know that sounds funny to you. A cracked is a wooden toilet seat. That's cracked, right? That might not sound a minor thing to you, but you know, you sit on, and if you sit where that crack is, and the wood closes up, that's going to pinch your ass, isn't it? A long time since I had my ass pinched, I'll tell you that now. It's only that Gustav used to pinch it when he was walking around, when I was walking around in Central Station pub. So all these things have to be done. And she wants to move in, and so they told her that, and she's happy with that, so she can go in early. You know, from my point of view, that's good as well, because the rent starts coming in 3 weeks earlier than I said it was. Then I expected it to start coming in. You see, so that kind of works all around. I just hope she's okay with that. But it just be absolutely horrendous to live with someone that you don't want to be with, mustn't it? Let's say hello to some more of you there. Where are we now? What's that now? Are you going to adopt me and get me out of the States? No! Adopt? At my age, dear? We don't adopt anyone here, I'm afraid. I was adopted. Did you know that? Yeah, I was adopted from a very, very young age. My parents have died now, my mum and dad. Dad in 1996 and mum in 2000. They were my adoptive parents, so not biological. But as far as I'm concerned, they were my parents. End of story. And there's not a single day or more than a few hours that go past that I don't think, how I wish I was still here and all that. But yes, nice story. Let's have a look there. Claire, Theo James, please answer to... Oh, sorry. You're talking to someone, are you? Are you talking to someone else there, Claire? Have I gone far? Oh, there we are. Food diaries. Start doing them again. I never did the food diaries, Claire. I never did the food diaries. And I tell you what, I used to sit there at Slimming World and kind of chuckle to myself how I was managing to do so well and other people weren't. And they often blamed it was the fact that they had people around them all the time. And that is exactly what's happening to me, you see. When you're on your own, it's relatively easy to rigidly stick to that Slimming World plan. It's not a diet, to that plan. Having your 3 or 4 meals a day, made from certain ingredients, not touching bread, anything to do with flour or wheat or anything like that. Wouldn't touch anything like that. I found it relatively easy to lose the weight. Coming up here, it's much more difficult when you're with family who do wonderful dinners. Maybe if I did my own dinners in future, I think that's what I'll have to do. That's what I'll have to do because I have to get that under control. I will go into depression if I don't get it under control. I will, and it may mean perhaps I don't come up here so much to keep it under control. I think that might be the answer. But yeah, I'll have to do my own dinners before I go out. I'll have my dinner. Yeah, that'd be the thing to do, I think. Let's just go down there. Bad acid, Chris. I thought you stopped going to those kind of parties. Do you remember that acid house? Oh, it was dreadful. Acid? Oh, that's horrendous, that was. Who do you want to be married to? What, me? No one, thank you very much. Exactly. Oh, you got just a couple of people trying to have a conversation with me here. I've got to talk to everyone on here. Let's have a look. Good morning to Colin. Hello, Colin. Ronnie, that's my mate there. Do you ever stop talking even to take a breath? No, not really. You'd like me to stop taking breaths, wouldn't you? I know you would. Morning to Katie Ann. I said hello to you. There we are. Eating out is a killer too for weight loss. You always end up eating bad foods. You certainly do. You certainly do. Eating out is a terrible thing, whether it's even an afternoon tea. You see, you sit there stuffing your face with sandwiches, this, that and the other, don't you? Good morning to... Oh, just a moment. Let's just fire this little text thing up as well here. 07551 259 675 is your text in number this morning. That's not for phone calls, that's for a text only, okay? 07551 259 675. Good morning to the lovely Glenda in Pittsburgh, USA. Good morning, Chris. I love your jacket, looking extra handsome. Thank you very much, Glenda. Didn't you say that yesterday? Is that from yesterday? That message might be from yesterday, I think, actually. Sorry, Glenda, that's from yesterday. I'm reading out yesterday's messages. I must remember to delete them first. Morning to Peter. Good morning, Chris. It's a special day today. My mum is 70. Bernie is 70 years old today. Happy birthday, Bernadette. Peter Lake from Woodall Spa, who says it's cold outside. So happy birthday to the lovely Bernadette this morning. All right, let's just clear that down there. 1, 2, 3. Let's just Let's do that's it. Oh, yeah. Delete. Otherwise, I'll start rereading out messages for some reason. Weird city citizen, never mind trying to suffocate our host. Get into that helicopter, Ronnie. Yeah, go into a helicopter, Ron. I'd love to see you going into a helicopter, preferably a one that crashes over mountains or something like that. Good. Now, talking of bad landlords, I've come across this story this morning in today's Daily Mails. Is this Britain's meanest landlord? Horrible story here. The story says, tears filled Carly Ingram's eyes as she told a police officer her landlord, Fergus Wilson, had abused her trust, reporting on what she had believed to have had been a sexual assault was traumatic. But her burning sense of injustice overrode any feelings of fear. She was relieved when Wilson was arrested over her allegations, but 4 months later, the investigation wasn't closed. The police said there weren't any evidence, said Carly, 39, who was evicted from her 2-bedroom home the week after Mr. Wilson's arrest. Now, she assumed wrong. In January, 8 months after Carly made the allegations, this woman, against Mr. Wilson, she received a letter from the 70... So this bloke is 70 years old, who, along with wife Judith, 68, had been labelled Britain's biggest and most disliked buy-to-let landlord, announcing he was going to sue her. The Wilsons, who at one stage owned around 1,000 properties, 1,000 properties they owned, let me turn my heating off, it's a bit in the way, 1,000 properties in Kent, and have amassed an estimated £225 million. Wow. I mean, they were suing Carly, a single cash-strapped mother of 2 children, for £10,000 for harassment because Mr. Wilson claimed her allegation was malicious. The action by the Wilsons, who have just announced plans to sell their remaining 300 properties, crashing local house prices and potentially leaving scores of tenants homeless, almost destroyed the lady. And her sad story is just one in many that the Daily Mail investigation into Mr. Wilson's business practices have uncovered. And there's loads of stuff here that is done. I'll be honest, I should have read the whole story first, and I haven't done. I didn't expect the sexual abuse story there. I thought it was going to go into stuff that he hasn't done with other people. There's a lesson that you should learn. Read your stories before you come out with them. Here we are. In 2014, he hit an estate agent over the head in an argument over a boiler. That's better. Right, let's just go back a bit. In 2017, a leaked email to a letting agent revealed he had a policy of not permitting, and I quote, coloured people to rent his properties because they made, and I quote, houses smell like curry. Unbelievable. A ban later overturned by the Equality and Human Rights Commission. I should blooming well think so too. This week, he told me, no coloured persons seem to have taken effect. What do you mean coloured? They don't like to be called coloured. It's like black or brown. No coloured persons seem to have taken an effect that I'm aware of. Offence. They're saying it's sound advice. If you're in Ashford trying to sell your Asian-occupied house to a white person, for goodness sake, get rid of the curry smell first. This is this landlord. Although he denies being racist, he remains staunchly unrepentant as to his appalling remarks on people of different races. Instead, he says he takes more than his fair share of Ashford's black families and, quote, we have to accept curry is difficult to get out of the wallpaper. I mean, wait, how would you even say that to someone? Even if you thought it, you wouldn't say it, would you? Or I wouldn't anyway. Dear me. The same year, leaked letting criteria also reportedly revealed he had banned single mothers, abused women, those earning under £30,000 a year and plumbers, most of whom he suggested he either considered troublesome or likely lead to damaged properties or prone to falling behind on their rent. Last month, the wife who's the 60, what was she, 68 or whatever, in whose name most of the Ashford properties are believed to be registered, was ordered to pay £25,000 in fines and legal costs for failing to supply hot water to a disabled tenant. I mean, why are scum like this allowed to even rent out properties to people? The deal is you give someone a decent place to live and they pay you rent. That's how it works, with hot water. Shocking. Where are we now there? It says, not so long ago, the Wilsons were widely respected as aspirational entrepreneurs in Ashford. Both former maths teachers, the couple who have two middle-aged daughters, acquired their first buy-to-let property in 1986, subsequently acquiring a massive portfolio of starter homes in the sought-after commuter town. So, I mean, dreadful, actually. I mean, have you ever had trouble with landlords or anyone like that? Anything at all, you know? I've often heard stories of people's boilers who have broken down and they're like it for ages with like no heating or hot water. It's just horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Back to some of your messages then, gang. Jeannie D says, suck some Rennies for good acid and heartburn. No. When I had this before I discovered what causes the heartburn, which is mainly bread and stuff made with flour, even like the pastry on apple pies, really shouldn't have that either. That can start it off as well. I found Rennie give you constipation. Oh, it's terrible. You can't win, can you? One way or the other. The hour clock is slow, is it? 9:25. Oh, it is. Look at that. Thank you. There we are. 9:30. Now that keeps going slow. That sometimes it works all right, the hour clock, and sometimes it starts running slow again. How strange and mysterious is that? Thank you, Jeannie D. Paul, I don't think winter helps for weight loss. What's winter? Try that again, Paul. Winter. I don't think winter helps for weight loss. You can't go out and at least walk and go on your bike. Oh, yeah, but I do. I do, Paul. The weather never really affects me. I've got some lovely coats here. And at home, of course. And I do go walking and on the bicycle. If I go down the shops or something like that, I'm straight on my bicycle. The car doesn't come out. Oh, no, dear. How much is that going to cost me in fuel? Shocking. Angela Walters. So if you have a coloured TV, does that mean I'm not a racist? Absolutely, Angela. You're not racist because you have a colour TV. Oh, you are funny. I like it. Morning to Russ Philip Vernon this morning. Good morning, Russ. Done that one, haven't we? I'm all over the place this morning, aren't I? Never mind. I'll tell you what, we'll have a phone line open as well this morning, if you like. There we go. Let me just fire that, just in case anyone wants to ring in. And that's it. That's working now. There we are. There's a phone-in number as well. Okay, if you want to ring in, feel free to do so. 020-8144-3477 is my local London number. Not a premium rate number, just a normal local number, okay? 020-8144-3477 if you want to give us a call in this morning and talk to the millions of people that at least eight. The 8 millions people that are talking to us and watching at this moment. Interestingly enough, I did receive an email, a little message from someone a couple of days ago from Coco Bungie, who says, hope you don't mind me saying, but I much prefer your solo shows. Your phone-ins are not my cup of tea. Have a wonderful day. Sorry. No, that's okay. You know, you say what you think. I understand that. You're not the first one to say that, as it happens. I've often had, when we did more regular phone-ins a little while back now, I did have one or two messages that came through like that saying we don't like the phone-ins. I think it depends who calls in, to be honest. It depends who calls in. If you're interesting, then people will want to call in. For example, Ray Reynolds, he's always got a lot to say. So much that I can barely get a word in edgeways, to be honest. But Ray's always got something interesting to say. Other people perhaps not. We took 3 calls, I think, the other day, weren't we? And every single one was listenable to, was compelling stories, you know. So if you've just been out and sort of lost your head, or a dog has eaten you or something like that, please call in, because we want to know of the experience. We want to know what's going on there. All right? Yesterday, I went to the swimming pool in Boston yesterday. As you know, I was having trouble with the heatering here. And we thought the gas bottle was empty. After I finished the show, I went straight over to the heater after I typed up the summary and took the bottle off, and I thought, yeah, that does feel very light. So I chucked that in the back of the car. Went up to the swimming pool, as I say, in Boston. That wasn't too busy yesterday. And generally, people are swimming up and down like that. And honestly, then there's this family who get in. Bloke, woman, sort of round about 28, 30, 32 years old, and little girl. And they were just all over the place. All over the place. Why can't they just stay in one place? And everyone's trying to avoid them. Nothing being done about it, of course. You know, boy sitting up there on his little chair. Oh, God's sake. You know, when there's people swimming up and down, why do people come in and get in the bloody way? It's most depressing. It really is. Let's take a call. Good morning. Who's on the line, please?
It's Diana.
Oh, Diana.
I thought I'd give you a call.
Oh, the lovely, delightful Diana. Let me just check that they can hear you all right. Say something again, darling. Can't see my meter.
Okay, hello.
Oh, yeah. You're coming through loud and clear. Good morning, Diana. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm glad to hear your lovely voice. What's the news?
I'm going to come and see you tonight.
Are you coming along tonight?
Yeah, we have that voucher still.
Oh, what voucher was that?
The meal the two course
hang
meal.
on a minute, I've just confused you. It's Diana Shelley, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were Diane Jebb for one moment. I thought, because I've never seen Diane Jebb. Not that I'm disappointed by that, Diana. You understand that, lovey?
Yeah.
Now, the question is, how drunk are you? Just to fill people in, I host karaoke on Friday night at a place called Central Station Bar in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross, and that's where Diana's coming tonight. Although, will you be getting very drunk tonight? Because you do get out, not as much as what's his name, the big lad?
Laszlo.
Stavros? No. Laszlo. Yeah, I mean, you two get absolutely wrecked.
Wait, I need to ask though, when was the last time you saw me drunk? Let's see.
Yeah, to be fair, that's fair comment. A long time ago, actually. I haven't seen you drunk.
I haven't had alcohol in a very, very, very long. I stopped drinking because of my stomach.
Oh, what's wrong with your tummy, darling?
I've got cysts in my stomach. I need to get them removed, but I haven't had it done yet.
Oh, right, okay. Is that a camera down the throat job?
Yeah, that's already been done. I'm just waiting for them to send me a letter to get them removed.
Right. So when did you have the camera down the throat thing?
That was a few weeks back when I was in hospital.
Was it? Well, I didn't know anything about that, dear.
Oh, didn't you? See?
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't had alcohol in ages, but I do want to have a little drink, not a lot, because it's been a long while.
Yeah, well, you best be careful, my love. Tell us about the camera down the stomach thing. Tell us from the start, how does that work?
Okay, so what happened today, I had to be sedated, not asleep, but just so I don't, all dozy. And then I can't even explain it. And then obviously they put the camera down and they can see inside your insides.
Are your eyes closed while they're doing this, or what?
Kind of. You're very you're out of it, so you don't actually know what's going on.
Right. Do you dream when that's happening, or what?
No, because you can still know there's people there, but in a way you can't, if you know what I mean. It's like you're drunk.
Oh, right.
And you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, see, I don't like being drunk. I haven't been drunk for years. It's not. I just don't like that feeling of being drunk.
Yeah, I don't like when I have a drink, it always gives me I don't know, straight away I can't drink it. It will make me ill.
Oh, right, yeah. So the only time I really have a drink, if I'm one of those afternoon teas, and I have just one glass of champagne usually, which makes me a bit merry. Because of course I don't drink, so it only takes a very small amount to change how I am, I suppose. And I get a bit merry and a bit even more chatty than I do now. funnily enough.
Yeah, like
But
me.
then I go for my afternoon sleep, right? And then when I wake up, I feel dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. So,
And do you know
and
funny when?
I'm not talking about a headache. I just feel dreadful. So
Yeah.
I said to my mate, the other day, next time we go out for an afternoon tea, which is I think it's on my birthday. He's arranged an afternoon tea for my birthday, and I said I probably won't have the champagne because I think that's upsetting me because I'm not used to alcohol and I don't really want to be either. I save a fortune not drinking, don't I, Diana?
Yes. See, on a Friday, have you noticed I always seem to leave around about 11:30?
Yeah, why is that, darling?
Because in the morning, even though I don't drink, I will suffer like I've got a hangover. Even though I haven't had no alcohol, that it would make me suffer a lot, and I won't be able to get up or do what I want to on my weekends off.
Is that because of your late night? Is it?
Yeah, I'm getting old.
Oh,
I
come
feel
on.
old.
You're not even 40.
I'm only 32.
What, you 30?
No.
36?
32.
32.
36? Queer.
Well, it's how you look. It's how you look, my love. I'm sorry.
And you'll be able to see my new tooth.
Have you got a new... Dear, you're not going to start taking that out and passing it around, are you?
Can you tell I've got a list? Because my tooth's not in at the minute.
We've got a lady here, Carol Lynch. Do you know who that is? Carol Lynch?
No. I don't.
She might be just someone
Maybe...
She might be just someone watching the show, and she wants to know if she can join you all tonight.
Of course you can.
For the karaoke. Carol Lynch. Where are you, Carol? You'll have to let us know where you are, Carol. You know when that...
But no sad songs.
you know when that camera's down... You see, I've avoided that. I did have some stomach issues a while back, as you well know, and I did have a camera up the other end, which I wasn't sedated for, Diana. Aren't you? Isn't that fantastic? I didn't have sedation or anything. I didn't feel a thing.
Oh, we never had that done. Never.
But I managed to avoid the one going down your throat, although I did have one up my nose. Have you ever had that?
No, I've never had that one.
Vile. Oh, it's just awful. But to be fair, it's not up there very long, just a matter of a couple of minutes. But it seems like an eternity at the time. And you're like coughing and, it's dreadful.
Oh,
Absolutely
don't. It's
dreadful.
like when I was at the dentist and they had to do that denture.
Right.
It kept on making me gag and I kept on being sick. And the lady was like, you're not used to things in your mouth. I couldn't stop laughing because she didn't mean it like that. But I took it the wrong way.
Yeah, I don't know.
Terrible.
It's strange though, isn't it? Carol is in Belleville. I don't know where that is. Belleville. There's something wrong with my clock here. It keeps running slow. The pendulum isn't actually a pendulum. It's a battery operated clock. It doesn't need the pendulum, but it started running slow for some reason. Anyway, yeah. So when the camera's down there, does a bit of sick come out? I suppose it must do, must it?
They took a biopsy, or they took a bit of something in my stomach.
Right.
Because they wanted to test it if it's cancer.
Okay.
It's not cancer.
Right.
Right.
But when they pull the camera out, a bit of sick must come out as well, does it?
Well, when I woke up, I could see all wet on my shirt.
Oh. Are you allowed to eat? Presumably you can't eat anything for a while before. How long is that?
Well, no, you can. They give you something to drink, but you're not allowed to go home on your own. You can eat.
No, before they procedure.
No, you're not allowed to eat for 6 hours.
Oh, 6 hours? As short as that?
Yeah, maybe longer, from midnight. So I couldn't eat nothing from midnight.
Right.
Then I went in about 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
8:30ish, yeah. So I couldn't have nothing.
And
no cigarettes.
And what time did you get done?
I was done, so I was waiting a bit. So maybe, I was out by 10.
Oh, you were out by 10? Oh, that's not bad, is it?
But I couldn't go to work, obviously, the next day.
Yeah, because sometimes you hear people, they go into a hospital for some sort of procedure or whatever, and they get there at 8:30 and they get done at 4 in the afternoon, and you're kind of hanging around waiting for something to happen, aren't you? But
no, see, my doctor sent me to a private, instead of using a different hospital like Woolwich, or they sent me to Blackheath private one.
Ah, right. Yes, they do that sometimes. If they haven't got enough.
Yeah.
If they're full up at their own hospitals, you can get sent. That's what happened to me, where I had that camera thing. Now, where did I go? Oh, it was really posh. It was ever so posh in
Yeah,
there.
this one was really nice.
And I think my appointment was 2 o'clock, and I'm really good with appointments, Diane. I got there at like 1:30, and at 10 minutes after I walked in, so would you like to come through now? Yeah, okay, fine. And it was all, and I was out. I was out in an hour, but because I didn't have any sedation, you see. So the procedure finished. I'm lying on the bed. They bought me a sandwich and a cup of tea. I ate that. How'd you feel? Fine. Okay, you can go. And I was gone in 20 minutes after they took the camera out. I was a bit worried there might be leakage on the car seat, dear. How awful is that?
Oh, I couldn't have that done. Definitely not.
Oh no, it's no problem. Honestly, it's no problem at all. That you might have to have it done at some point. Honestly, it's no problem at all. No. If it hurt in any way, shape or form, I would tell you. There was a couple of times when there was a bit of pain, because what they have to do is push a button and air goes into you to blow up your insides a bit so they can have a look around. Now that can be a bit painful, okay?
Yeah.
But the pain would last 4 seconds. And then he pushes another button and it sucks the air back out again. Along with half of my insides, probably. Which
See, I'll definitely have to be asleep for that.
They're probably just sitting in a machine somewhere as we speak. How awful. Oh, Diane. Well, I hope to see you tonight then, my darling. Who's along tonight?
Yeah. I think it's just me and Laszlo tonight.
Okie doke.
I think.
Can you ask him to do some songs that aren't bloody depressing? I don't want any Whitney Houston from him unless it's I Want to Dance with Someone.
I love that song.
Oh, Save Your Love From Me, I Who Have Nothing, and all that. Christ's sake, get him to do some happy
on one
songs.
condition, Chris.
Eh?
If you sing tonight, I haven't heard you sing in a very long time.
Well, you know me, I feel, the way I do my karaoke, I feel the customers must get on there first.
Yeah.
They haven't come to see me sing. Honestly, they haven't.
Of course.
So they go on first. The only time you'll see me sing is if there's a gap, as in no singers waiting, which is very, very rare in there. I mean, I've been doing the karaoke, it must be coming up to 3-4 years now. And I think we've only run out of singers twice in all that time. And the only other time you hear me sing a song is if there's a really long run of depressing ballads, and I feel the need to put... Because it does! It pisses people off. You don't realise that. The fact that you like to sing that song, what about everyone else in there? Do you really think they want to hear you sing, and I will always love you, badly? No, they don't. They don't want to hear you sing it. Honestly, if you could... Now, look, there are certain singers in there, and remember it's karaoke, so it doesn't matter. You know how I feel about it. Doesn't matter who you are, or your level of singing experience, doesn't matter. It's karaoke. Come and have a go. Now, if you go up there and sing something like Save Your Kisses For Me badly, it still goes down well. You can have every bloody note out of tune, but people will enjoy it because it's a nice, happy tune. What doesn't work is when you sing a ballad really badly. And I've got to be honest with you, 75% of the people who sing ballads don't sing them well. If you get someone who can sing a ballad really well, then it can work. A good example is a lad called Matt, who often sings ballads.
Yes, I know Matt. I love
Matt when he does Conchita. What's that song? Rise Like a Phoenix. He does, and it works for him, but it might not work for me. It wouldn't work for me singing that one. Absolutely not. No,
I can't actually sing. I just do it for fun.
Exactly.
And sometimes I put the slow songs in to wind you up.
I'm glad you noticed that yourself, Diana.
Huh? Say again?
I'm glad you noticed that yourself.
Yeah. I think I'll be there.
But when you sing like I Want to Dance with Someone, that's one of yours, isn't it? That works really well.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Use your own eyes. Have you seen everyone dancing when you're seeing that and having a good time? Because I have.
That's true.
I have.
And Ariana Grande.
Absolutely. Ariana Grande. Oh, she's upset someone, isn't she? Now, what? She was in the
Has she?
papers. What's she done?
Oh,
Ariana
I believe
Grande. I think she was on an Irish airline and something happened on there and she was absolutely vile to the Irish ladies on there. She said,
Oh, no, it wasn't her. It was someone else. I
Oh, was
can't
it?
think
Who
of
was
the
it?
lady's name. Yeah.
Who was that
Oh,
then?
I can't think of... Oh,
I thought
Fecal
it was
someone.
her. No?
No, it wasn't Ariana Grande.
Well, I've been now done for defamation of character. Probably. Who was it then? Let me see if I can find it.
I can't think of her name.
All right.
How do you think about Gemma Collins? I can't stand her.
I can't bear her. Can't stand her. Absolutely
I
can't stand her. You?
No, I can't stand her. I was watching the show the other day about her dancing.
Yeah.
Ugh. No, I don't like it.
I don't really watch that programme, to be honest, the Dancing on Ice thing. But what annoys me is how people with absolutely no talent whatsoever come onto the telly.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why we have to watch these people on there, but that's how it is. Never mind, my darling. Well, I hope to see you tonight then.
Yeah, I'll be there at 6 p.m.
Look after yourself, Diana. Bye-bye, darling.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, love. There we are, the lovely Diana calling in there. You can call in as well if you want to. 020 8144 3477 is my local London number. Wherever if I can get that back up there. 1 second. I'll put that on there. I don't mind taking a couple of calls today. It's quite nice to do that. So now and again. Where are we? Angela says, they love me when I ring in because they believe anything about Australia. Bears, snakes. Oh, yes, absolutely. Very, very dangerous things. Bears and snakes. They literally are walking up and down Sydney High Street when you're trying to do your shopping at Coles. Terrible, really. Carol, every had bad neighbours or bad tenants. Try that again, Carol. Can't understand what you're saying there, darling. All right. Morning to Ricky Dog. Morning, Ricky. Who says, why isn't your boat bobbing up and down? The one behind me? Because it's a picture. Because it's a picture. It's not a video, dear. It's a picture. Bobbing up and down. Where are you today, Ricky? Are you still on holiday somewhere? He lives abroad. Working somewhere there. Peter Lake wants to sing tonight. Oh, you'll have to come down, Peter. Good morning to Sophie Clare, joining us, I think, for the first time. Welcome along to the show, Sophie. Carol would come and sing some upbeat songs. Yes, absolutely. Carol's in Canada. Oh, it's a long way for you to come, Canada. I mean, if you leave now, you should just be there on time, okay? Do we need a new battery? Oh, look, it's not moving at all now. Look. There's something's gone wrong with this clock, dear. I don't know what's happened to this. These are new batteries in here, as far as I know. What's going on with this? I think I might have to... Now, my mate got this for me for Christmas, and it's not... Let me have a look at behind that. Is that... Looks like it's working. I think I'm going to have to take this back. Oh, how annoying is that? Don't you just hate taking stuff back to shops? I absolutely hate it. Or having to send stuff back. I've got to give Amazon... Good morning, Maureen. Just joining us on the text message. Morning, Maureen. I've got to be honest, the whole Amazon thing, if you want to send something back, it's very easy. You just print off a label, stick it on your box and pop it in the post or whatever, or take it to one of their dedicated little news agents or things like that. And it is quite easy. It's just a pain, isn't it? Having to send stuff back all the time. Throw away the owl clock. Oh, no, I can't. It was a present, Joanne. It was a present, Angela. Can't do that. Good morning, Joanna. Welcome to the show. Diana thinks the clock is cute as well. I like it. Jeannie D doesn't like the owl clock. Jeannie D doesn't like it either. Right, well, we'll see what happens. That says 5 minutes to 10, 7 minutes to 10. That says 7 minutes to 10 as well. So we'll see if that moves now. And I shall know whether or not it was working or not. Okay. Right. Now, what else was I telling you? I told you about my gas bottle, so I've put that on. My gas bottle on the mobile heater. That's all working now. I had that on this morning. Shucking out that heat once again, I'm pleased to say. It was quite funny. Where I bought the gas bottle, the shop is on one side of the road. This is here in Lincolnshire, just up at there's a little bridge on the way to Boston. And on the other side of the road is this very expensive petrol and really expensive. You wouldn't buy petrol there unless you were absolutely desperate. But they also sell the colour gas. So I pulls in round there. And as I've pulled in, this lorry has stopped waiting at the traffic lights. And the lorry is now between me and the shop. So there's no one on that side. Okay? So I got out my car and I walked over. And where the little gate is that you kind of, it's not really a gate, it's just a wall. I noticed like one of those magic eye things. So presumably as a car goes in there, a little alarm goes off in the shop and tells you someone's in there. So anyway, I've gone behind the lorry and gone into the shop and there's no one in there. Not a soul in there. So I'm looking around in this shop. I wonder where they are. Anyway, I'm not in a rush. I thought I'd just stand here and wait and have a look around. So I'm looking around the shop. And then this woman comes rushing in. She said, you must have gone round the back side of the lorry. She said, I went round the front side. So obviously she'd come out of the shop, gone round the front, and at the same time I'd gone round and we'd missed each other. So I said, well, I just want to buy a bottle of gas, please. So it's a 15 kilogram bottle. So they're the smaller ones, and a big blue colour gas thing. And that's £38, which I think is very reasonable. And for that, I'll probably get about 6 weeks of use, something like that. But remember, I can't come up here after next week. That's my last week up here for 2 months. So I won't be using it then anyway. So it's back to boring old Bracknell with nothing to do for weeks on end. I don't know. Yeah, Carol says leave now and she'll be on time. Carol likes the owl as well. Well, it's moving now, look. Maybe it was the position of the clock or the way it was hanging on there. That has actually moved now, isn't it? I'm pleased to say. Angela, what were you going to tell me about your heat in the Australian story? Thank you very much, Angela. Always feel free, by the way, gang. Always feel free, if I've said I'm going to do something, to remind me. Or if I say I'm going to tell you a story, then, if I haven't done it after a certain amount of time, then do let me know, okay? Oh, we've got a call coming. Let's see who that is. Good morning. Who's calling in?
This is the SMS text delivery system from BT.
Hey?
Message from 0795.
Oh, I don't think we should be listening to that. I wonder what that was. Some sort of delivery system. We don't do messages. Text messages, so perhaps someone's getting confused there. Text messages, 07551 259 675. Okay? Phone in, 020 8144 3477. That's how it works. Right, yeah. Always remind me, if I said I'm going to read something. Oh, excuse me, and I don't. Excuse me, a little sneezette there, So, in Australia, I don't know if you saw the news this morning. You certainly made the BBC news this morning as well in Australia. Very, very hot there at the moment. We're talking 40, 42, 43, 44, 45 degrees centigrade, which I think is around about 120 Fahrenheit. They are the temperatures they're experiencing at the moment. But the story in the Australian Mail this morning says, from cruel to cool. Temperature plunges 12 degrees in 7 minutes. Look at this. People in Melbourne have embraced a cool reprieve from the scorching temperatures, cutting power from tens of thousands of homes during the city's hottest day in 10 years. Now, a lot of places in the world, more so than our own, here in the UK, have air conditioning. In America, it's all over. I don't think I've ever been anywhere in America that doesn't have air conditioning. Okay? The same is in Australia. So when they have a power cut, their aircon goes off as well, which must be horrendous. If you've been sitting in that air-conditioned home or business and suddenly the power goes and you're sitting in there and it's like, I don't know, it's like 20 degrees, then very quickly it's going to go up 25 degrees to 45 if it's that hot there. Must be awful. It says in the paper, a powerful southerly cool change surged through the city centre just after 2 o'clock in the afternoon as the temperature plummeted 12 degrees down to 26.9, which is still far too hot, within the space of 7 minutes. Temperatures will continue to drop before an overnight low of 20 degrees. So you should get a little bit of respite from the... Look at me in the UK doing the weather forecast for Australia. This is just truly an international programme, isn't it? It really is. Thunderstorms are starting to develop in the spotty convective cloud near east of the chains. The Bureau of Meteorology Victoria tweeted on Friday afternoon, relief, because it's Friday afternoon there, you see, relief, they're ahead of us. Relief for northern and eastern parts of Victoria tonight, but the far northwest, unfortunately, will have to wait until Saturday. Earlier in the afternoon, 75 kilometres southwest of Melbourne, Geelong was among the first to feel the sudden cool change as the temperature dropped from 44 to 31 in the space of a few minutes. So I would presume that when you get a sudden temperature drop like that, that must be really noticeable. So even though it's 31, which would be far too hot for me, 31, the fact that it's gone from 44 to 31 so quickly must make it feel very, very cold, I would assume, wouldn't I? Katie says it's not too bad where she is in Gatton, so she's lucky. Angela says government are idiots wanting renewable energy, idiots ruining our power plants. Well, if you've got the sun there, though, surely. The more sun that comes out, the more electric you've got, and the sun makes heat, so doesn't that cancel each other out? Or doesn't it work like that? I don't know. I'm not a sort of expert in renewable energy. It's 9 o'clock where Angela is now at night on a Friday. Wow. But, you know, it's so hot there. And talking of my other friends, and I've got lots of family and friends in Australia, they do say that it gets hotter and hotter in Australia each year. Just a little bit each year. Christ knows how hot it'll get there. Poor thing. She has to have to open all the windows, Angela does, doesn't she? Now, what's the time? Okay, well, we'll do just one more story here, boys and girls. Mum branded disgusting. Are you ready for this? After suggesting these cleaning ideas. Are you ready for this? People are horrified by this mum's idea and can't believe she would even consider it. In this morning's Daily Mirror, a mum's idea. Who's got a toilet brush? Have you got a toilet brush? I think they're absolutely disgusting things, toilet brushes. Please don't have one. Toilet brushes are absolutely vile things. But some people have them. The woman is sick of throwing away plastic, so was trying to come up with a way to reuse her loo brush. Well, how many of those do you get through in a year? I mean, I could only use mine once. I'm sorry. If I had a loo up and I don't have a used loo brush, you're wondering now how I clean my toilet. I spray it with stuff, leave it for a while, spray it again, and then I use toilet paper. And then the toilet paper flushes itself away. Not that I have an unclean toilet, which I don't. I don't have an unclean toilet, I'll have you know. Thank you very much. Her idea of putting the toilet brush in the dishwasher didn't go down too well, and many people were shocked she would even consider it. Now, what do you think about this? Putting your toilet brush in the dishwasher. Isn't that it's no different, is it? When you put a really filthy, dirty plate in the dishwasher, how does it come out? Bright and sparkling and clean? Does it mean everything else in the dishwasher has been infected by the food that was on that plate? No, it doesn't. So what's the difference? What's the difference? She shared the idea, writing, would it be absolutely disgusting to put loo brushes in the dishwasher on their own on hot setting, followed by a hot wash on empty? Understandably, most people weren't impressed by the idea. One wrote, I have no idea, but I wouldn't do it. Tiny particles of fecal matter. I like that word, fecal. That's quite a nice word, fecal. Do you like that word? Tiny particles of fecal matter flowing around my dishes. Another added, yes, I agree about the reusing thing as much as possible. But putting loo brushes in the dishwasher is gross and not very efficient, as you would be using a huge amount of water. Bucket of hot water is a good idea. Another mum says, this is disgusting. Another one said, Jesus Christ, why? Why would you need your loo brush to be that clean when it just gets used to clean a loo? Why would you risk contaminating your food area for it? I can't fathom what you're thinking here. Would you do that? Would you put a loo brush in a dishwasher? Come on, be honest with me. Would you do that? Michael, good morning, Mo. Michael says no. Michael Pullman says no, he wouldn't do such a thing. RJO, 1969, I think I'd be replacing the dishwasher. What, immediately? Katie says no. Angela says no. She said she must cook good crap then. Angela says I use my husband's toothbrush to clean it. Oh, God. Just to get back at him. Carol says, can you sing us an upbeat song now? No. What do you want me to sing you? I can't sing now. Would you like a little song? Oh, tie a yellow ribbon round the old oak tree. It's been 3 long years. Do you still want me? That'd do, wouldn't it? A bit more. If I don't see a ribbon round the old oak tree, I'll stay on the bus, forget about us, and put the blame on me. If I don't see a yellow ribbon round the old oak tree. There you go, that's your song this morning. All right? Let's have a look there. Where have we gone to? Have we gone too far? Angela says, I put my cat in the dishwasher. It's good to have a clean pussy. Now stop that, Angela. You're going over the line now, dear. Over the line. Awful. Just imagine that, putting your blooming toilet brush in the dishwasher. I don't know. All righty, let's do today's birthdays. We've got quite a few birthdays today. First of all, the delightful Bernadette Lake. Family member who doesn't live too far from the caravan. Happy birthday, Bernadette. Reaching the wonderful age of 70 today. Happy birthday to Bernadette Lake. All right, darling. That's for me and all your family as well, I'm sure. Especially Peter, who texted in and let me know that. Happy birthday, Bernadette. John McGinley. Good morning, John. Oh, excuse me. Hang on a minute. I've got to clear my nose. Oh, dear. Got a bit of a frog this morning. John McGinley's birthday today. Happy birthday to you. Do you want to take this call there? Hang on, we've got a call there. Just a minute. Good morning.
This is the
Who's calling?
SMS text.
No, that's a blooming. I don't know what that is. Some automatic thing. Chris Dannett. Good morning to Chris. Happy birthday to you. Russell Levine's birthday on this Friday. Steve Campbell. Good morning, Steve. Long time no see. Hello, Steve. Happy birthday to you. John Kempton today is 31 years old. Ray Bursaus, 34 today. Simon Garrett, 34 today as well. Jackie Evans. Good morning, Jackie. Happy birthday. Katie Lawrence, 38 years old today. And finally, it's Rod Brown's birthday today as well. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Birthday time every day here on the Chris Reardon Show. Now, where's Royston's birthday? That didn't come up, did it? Royston, where are you, Royston? It's Adam's other half, Royston's birthday today. That hasn't come up. He can't have that set there. Let me have a look. I'm going to have a look. One moment, please. Oh, it's a good job you sent me the message, Adam. Royston, there he is. It says unemployed on his thing. Well, that's not right, is it? He is employed. There we are. Let's have a look. Nope, no birthday set. Well, it's a good job you told me. You may wonder now. Let's have a look at his timeline. There's a couple there. There's hardly any there wishing him happy birthday. And that's why you need to have your birthday set on the Facebook thing, your birthday up there. Otherwise, I don't know. Unless, of course, you send me a message, which is great as well. Is it your birthday too? No, not my birthday. Is your mum gay? No, I don't think so, because she wasn't married, my dear. There we are. Okay, thanks ever so much today for... Oh, Dave is a bit late, aren't you, Dave? Good morning, Angie. Angie didn't play golf today. I'm not surprised. It's too hot for her. running around that big old piece of grass, knocking balls into little holes. What is the point of that, Angela? I don't understand the importance of sport unless it's to keep fit. And I very much doubt walking a couple of yards to a ball and knocking it into a little hole is going to make you fit. You want to go for a run, dear, along that Yarra River where I used to run. Exactly, yes. Let's have a look. How is our girl? You could sing one of her songs. Who's your girl? Who's your girl? I'm not following that there, my darling. Okay. All right, let's go. That's it today. Thank you very much for joining us. We've got karaoke tonight. If I've got the little poster here, I can't remember if I've got it here, have I? No poster here. Never mind. I'll just tell you about it. If you're in the North London area, I'll be hosting karaoke tonight at Central Station Bar. That's in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross. Starts at 8:30. Goes right the way through until midnight. The delightful Diana will be there, as well as many of our karaoke stars. I don't know. I never really know who's going to be there on Friday. Some people do turn up every Monday. They don't always come on a Friday, so I'm never quite sure who's going to turn up. But certainly Diana will be there tonight. And Lesio, hopefully doing a happy song or two. So if you're coming along there tonight, Central Station Bar in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross in North London. Have a nice Friday, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye now.